Hi, I'm David. I'm the Really Indie Music Guy. Here at the Really Indie Music Guy, we try to discover and expose to you and the rest of the music world artists that you may have never heard of, but are as good as any artist you've ever heard of. So join us today as we explore a new artist. Today we're listening to the fabulous, talented, good Texas songwriter Lisa Rhodes. You're listening to a cut on her newest album. I'm going to do a real professional fade out on the song here. There we go. You'd almost think I was doing it with my amp. And I was. Anyway, so a little bit of background on Lisa. She was born in a small town in South Texas on the coast. And she stayed there for quite a while. Got some exposure going to a school up in Austin for a while, and then went back home and decided that where she was living was not conducive or nurturing for a bright new activist songwriter like herself, and she wound up moving to the music capital of the world, so they say, Austin, Texas. I was there at that time, and got to hear Lisa firsthand when she put together a band there. Immediately, she was dominant on the music scene. She would pack the biggest venue in Austin on a regular basis. It was called Club Foot. Some of y'all may have been there. But from that time, she put together an album. So she put together this album. It was called Shivers, and it's on Spindletop. I invite you to take a look at that when you get a chance. I don't know if it's still in production, but you can probably find some way to listen to it. It was produced by Andy Salmon. Great players on the album. But also around this time, she partnered up with the Neville Brothers. She was living in New Orleans, and she co-wrote a song with them called The Dealer, and it was recorded on 2 of their CDs. So she's legit. She's got the credentials. But anyway, I lost track of Lisa. And turns out that unbeknownst to us, while we were all running and gunning down there in Austin, she was going to the University of Texas and got her PhD in American Studies and wound up teaching at Temple University for a while. And wrote an incredibly good book called Electric Ladyland, so pick that up. Interesting stuff. But anyway, so she wound up here in Durham, and I ran into her again. I had the privilege of playing with her in a little Texas type band. We were playing stuff from the Rusty Weir, Alvin Crow, Willis Allen Ramsey era, and I had a ball playing with her. But Lisa, you know, she had some songs in her head about her times back in Texas, and she wrote, first of all, just a great album for anyone to listen to, but it is also a super singer-songwriter song or album. People that write can relate to this immediately. So we're going to go through some of these cuts on here, and we're going to go over the people that recorded with her. It was recorded at Deep Sound Studios, and the guy that owns that and did the mixing and engineering on this, his name is Pete Kamash. And if you ever are looking for a first-class place to record and do your music, I would highly recommend Pete. I did some work over there, and he's second to none. But so Lisa put together this album, and I'm going to show you again. I told you we're going to refer back to this. She does most of the guitar work, especially acoustic work. On the drums is Larry Duckworth, who's a legend in the Triangle of North Carolina area. Pedal steel, oh my gosh, Nathan Golub, none better. And playing bass and backing vocals is Leslie Land, just a huge talent. She was the original bass player for Southern Culture on the Skids. She can play anything. There's also on electric guitar fabulous guitar player. He can play it all, Luis Rodriguez. And he plays in many other bands also. There's just so many people here. I've just got to give everybody a little bit of credit. Also playing on some drums is Stephen Kaufman. On accordion is Jim Crew. On cello, Shauna Tucker. What a talent. Looks like on acoustic guitar, Charles Latham is playing. And on mandola, Michael Bertelsmann. And viola and cello, Omar Ruiz Lopez. Let me see if I missed anybody. We've also got Amy Bormett on an accordion solo. If I missed anybody, oh my gosh, my friend Ann Barkoff is playing guitar on one of the cuts. And Nathan Bowes, who we featured earlier on one of our programs, is playing banjo on some of these songs. So again, I don't like to feature albums that don't sound critically good. Something that I like to choose things that audiophiles would love to just sit back and listen to. And this album, again, is absolutely beautiful sonically. Again, Peter was the engineer on it. It was mastered by Brent Lambert at the Kitchen, and they have a reputation. Anybody around knows who the Kitchen is, and they know who Lambert is. So there's no doubt, and there's a reason why this thing sounds so good. You're going to get great separation. You're going to get great staging. It's going to be a huge sound stage on here. Separation of the instruments. And then also, this is one of the best EQ mixes I've heard for a vocal, especially a female vocal. You can listen to this album over and over and over again and never get fatigued. And that's always a big issue with a lot of albums, is that the EQ on something is going to fatigue you out. It's going to be irritating to listen to. But this is not the case on any of these. So let's run down real quick some of the tunes on this offering. So Leaving Texas was the one I was just playing. Again, written by Lisa. Then Later Than It Seems. Beautiful, beautiful song. Great message. And again, written by Lisa. My Memories Are Made of Songs. Another one by Lisa. That's the name of the album. The Letter was written by Charles Latham, and he's on this album. Beautiful song. All the love songs. That's Enough. She's Not For You. Now, that's a cover of Willie Nelson's, and no one does it better than Lisa. Starry Eyes, Rocky Erickson wrote that. Again, Lisa put her own spin on it, and certainly worth listening to. Take a Turn With Me. That's that's a song that Lisa wrote for a group called Electric Ladyland, the same name as her book, and it's a rocker, and I think you're going to really like that. Again, the players on that are perfect for this cut. And Where I Ought to Be is the last song on there, and it's what a beautiful song. Lisa writes this song, as well as many others, to her wife, who is a wonderfully talented person herself. And altogether, this comes across as an album that if you haven't heard it, you need to listen to it. And if you haven't heard Lisa and the Lucky Stars perform, you need to get out to the next venue they play at and listen to them. They're just stellar. I'm talking about professional, seasoned veterans up there performing for you, and they know how to entertain a crowd. again, Lisa's also working on some other materials, so I understand there's another one coming down the pike. As always with all of my reviews, these are going to be followed up by interviews with these artists. I apologize for my sheer amateurish approach to this, but I'm learning each video a little bit better, I hope. Again, I hope that you guys will give me some comments, yays or nays, some critical or constructive criticism, as well as I'll take some pats on the back. In the meantime, please subscribe to this. There's a little place down there where you can hit subscribe and give it a thumbs up, if you will. And this helps me keep the channel going and helps get it promoted to other people. And if you have artists that you know are excellent, as good as anything out there, have great recording qualities to their work, please let me know, and we'll try our best to get them exposed to more people out there in the world, other than just the ones that you see promoted by the big box labels and promotion venues. Anyway, thanks again. This is David. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful weekend. And next week we're going to be featuring an incredible artist. She's got an album again that's going to blow you away, just like Lisa's, and I think you're going to be amazed that, like Lisa, this next artist is not nationwide. Anyway, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next show.